Many people suggest that the secret to a long life is a plate full of greens at every meal. It seems so straightforward. Vegetables provide fiber, vitamins, and minerals that support health as the years go by. Yet there's a catch that often goes overlooked. Some vegetables, though generally considered beneficial, can pose unexpected hazards for older adults, especially if there are specific medical conditions or sensitivities involved. You might be surprised to discover that the very foods you rely on for nourishment could actually contribute to digestive discomfort, blood pressure spikes, or other complications. It's no secret that nutritional needs evolve over time, and what worked in younger days might not be as useful now. By pinpointing potential pitfalls, you can make wiser choices for your well-being and avoid turning your dinner plate into a source of trouble. Before going further, it would be great to know where you're joining from, and if you get any value from these videos, a like and subscribe would mean a lot. This simple step helps this information reach others who might need it, and your engagement keeps these discussions alive and helpful. Number 1 on the watch list is raw sprouts. Sprouts such as alfalfa, bean, or mung bean can harbor harmful bacteria. At an older stage in life, there's a greater vulnerability to foodborne illness. If these sprouts aren't thoroughly cooked, they might trigger digestive distress, or, in worse scenarios, infections that are tough to overcome. It's safest to cook them well or skip them entirely to reduce any potential risk. Second on the list is unripe or green potatoes. There may be a slight green tint under the skin, signaling the presence of solanine, a compound associated with headaches, nausea, or more severe problems when consumed in large doses. Older adults often have more delicate digestive systems, making extra burdens unhelpful. Discard potatoes displaying a greenish hue or extensive sprouting to stay on the safe side and prevent unpleasant side effects. Third, be cautious with rhubarb leaves. While the stalks are commonly used in pies or other recipes, the leaves contain high levels of oxalic acid, which can undermine kidney function and worsen problems like kidney stones. Seniors often have existing health concerns in this area, so it's best to avoid rhubarb leaves entirely. Stick to the stalks and there's less risk of harmful outcomes. Fourth, raw eggplants deserve careful handling. They belong to the nightshade family, similar to potatoes, which means they contain solanine too, although in smaller quantities. Cooking eggplant decreases that compound significantly. Eating it raw or not fully cooked can expose you to trace amounts that may irritate digestion or even contribute to joint discomfort. Always make sure your eggplants are properly cooked before adding them to your regular menu. Fifth are heavily salted, fermented, or pickled vegetables. A crisp pickle or tangy sauerkraut may taste appealing, but the sodium content is typically high. Excessive salt can aggravate high blood pressure, edema, or cardiac conditions. If you crave pickled vegetables, look for low-sodium alternatives, or prepare your own with minimal salt. Moderation is the guiding principle when managing sodium intake as you grow older. Sixth, large amounts of raw kale or spinach can create potential issues. Dark leafy greens do provide valuable nutrients, yet they're also rich in vitamin K. If you take blood thinners or deal with certain cardiovascular concerns, too much vitamin K might interfere with that medication balance. You don't have to banish these leafy greens, but keeping an eye on portion sizes is wise, and cooking them can cut back on some of the more troublesome compounds. Consulting a healthcare provider is always recommended if uncertainty arises. Seventh, avoid foraging for mushrooms yourself unless you have professional expertise. Although mushrooms aren't exactly vegetables, they often appear alongside vegetables in recipes. The danger lies in mistaking a poisonous mushroom for a benign one. especially if they look almost identical. Some toxic varieties can cause severe health problems or even prove fatal. For safety, it's better to rely on store-bought or farmed options, which are carefully produced and labeled. 8th, canned tomatoes containing added preservatives or large amounts of salt can lead to complications. Tomatoes themselves carry beneficial nutrients, but heavily processed ones might contain additives that exacerbate acid reflux, a frequent complaint among seniors. If you have a sensitive digestive system, tomatoes can also intensify heartburn. If you love tomatoes, low sodium or no additives versions are worthwhile alternatives. Preparing fresh sauces lets you control salt and sugar for a more senior-friendly meal. 9th, raw okra demands caution. It has respectable fiber and mineral content, but also includes oxalates, reminiscent of rhubarb. Anyone susceptible to kidney stones or impaired calcium absorption might find raw okra to be an aggravating factor. Cooking diminishes some of these elements, lessening the likelihood of complications. To be sure you're safe, it's wise to check with a medical professional if you want to incorporate okra into your meals on a regular basis. 10th, bitter gourd, often called bitter melon, can be problematic. It's popular in various cuisines and does present some nutritional perks. Yet it can drop blood sugar too sharply if you're taking medication for diabetes. Blood sugar management for older adults can be tricky, so it's crucial to avoid unpredictable spikes and crashes. If you like the flavor of bitter gourd, seek guidance to figure out amounts that don't conflict with your medication schedule. These warnings might feel overwhelming at first. The goal isn't to restrict every vegetable in sight, but to highlight the dangers that can lurk within certain choices. As you age, even minor errors can have bigger consequences. Pinpointing these potential troublemakers puts you in control, ensuring your dietary decisions support rather than undermine your health. It's also a good idea to have a conversation with a qualified healthcare professional or nutritionist whenever you plan to make substantial dietary changes. These specialists can help you figure out if specific vegetables aggravate a medication's side effects or strain conditions such as high blood pressure, kidney disease, or diabetes. Having personalized advice means you can feel confident about your choices without extra worry. A simple food journal may be worth maintaining as well. Whenever you switch up your meals or experiment with smaller or bigger servings, note how you feel afterward. Do you notice a rise in discomfort, fluctuations in blood pressure, or shifts in digestion? Over time, this log can help you identify patterns, letting you steer clear of items that don't nurture your well-being. That approach is rooted in direct observation, making it a practical way to build a tailored diet. Safe food handling and proper cooking cannot be emphasized enough. Some vegetables contain compounds that pose less risk once you cook them thoroughly. Washing your produce, removing bruised or questionable sections, and using suitable temperatures during meal prep all help in warding off contamination and related issues. When your kitchen habits are reliable, you minimize the likelihood of foodborne illnesses and ensure a healthier dining experience. It may also help to look for fresh, high-quality produce from places like farmers markets. Local produce can offer seasonal items without the extremes of commercial preservation. Still, you should remain alert for any signs of spoilage or damage, because local or organic status doesn't guarantee universal safety. Pay attention to every aspect of selection, from color to smell, so you're confident in what ends up on your plate. Another tip is to practice moderation even with safe vegetables. A small amount of a higher-risk vegetable might be okay if it's fully cooked and approved by a health specialist. Conversely, devouring large quantities of a vegetable considered harmless could still cause issues for someone with unusual sensitivities. Striking a balance is often key, and tuning into your body's signals helps you know if you're on the right track. If you're seeking alternatives, focus on vegetables with a gentler reputation, like carrots, cucumbers, or cooked squash. These choices typically offer vitamins and minerals without triggering as many concerns for older adults. When combined with suitable protein sources and whole grains, your meals become well-rounded and nourishing, reflecting your desire for a diet that supports overall health. It's important to remember that your unique health profile should guide you. No single list covers every person's situation, so staying proactive is vital. Keep learning about each vegetable's components and how they might interact with the body. Reliable sources and professional opinions can clear up confusion, making it simpler for you to adapt your approach. Even though the warnings here focus on potential pitfalls, the larger picture remains positive. A diet built around wholesome, safe vegetables can fuel energy, promote better digestion, and keep you feeling strong. The best defense is always knowledge. By knowing which vegetables might undermine your health, you can refine your grocery list, cooking routines, and portion sizes. Stay watchful for any changes in appetite, appearance, or energy that seem linked to dietary choices. Sometimes, a minor tweak, like cooking a vegetable more thoroughly or trimming certain parts, can make all the difference. Your body is constantly communicating its needs, so give yourself time to listen. As you refine your dietary habits, don't hesitate to ask questions during medical appointments. Doctors and dietitians are there to support you with specialized insights and guidelines. They can steer you away from items that might clash with medications or chronic conditions, giving you peace of mind at mealtime. In the end, your well-being depends on mindfulness. Always evaluate how each vegetable might affect you, especially if you cope with multiple health issues. When uncertain, seek credible information. Keep your meals as fresh as possible and track how you feel. Recognizing which vegetables warrant caution can protect your health, keep you enjoying every bite, and help you continue living in a way that suits your needs. Stay vigilant and treat each day as a chance to care for yourself with simple, thoughtful decisions that support both happiness and longevity.